Hey, prosperous people, it is I, Steve Malora, owner of Prosperity Counseling and Coaching. So, got a couple questions from multiple friends all about the same subject. They're all basically like, Steve, I understand the counseling thing. I don't understand that thing underneath your titles, Certified Financial Coach. What do you do as one of those? And I say, I do the basics, budgeting, figuring out some, logistically where to cut back, where to make more money. But what I really do is I fix people's screwed up relationships with money. And there's so many people with screwed up relationships with money in multiple ways. Now, there's the phobias where it's like, I'm just afraid of it. I'm just terrified of money. The thought of looking at my debt, looking at my bank account, looking at my credit card statement just fills me with dread. I'll do it, but I'll push it off to the last minute, or I'll do it in such a way that I'm torturing myself one, maybe 2 times a month. You get paid on the 1st and 15th, just as an example, and you say, okay, here's my first of the month bills, here's my 15th month bills, and you go through them meticulously, and I have clients who do this, who will torture themselves as they try to just get down to zero. No savings, no actual, buffer, any cushion in case anything happens, but we'll just get down to zero, as in, this is me just at neutral. I'm in the black. That's it. I'm in the black. It's like, okay, we can put that cushion up, but that's not really your problem. The problem is that every time you look at money, look at what your finances are, it's terrifying. Okay. And then we have other people who go a little too far the other way, where they will be in debt and have no concerns about money at all. Where it's like, oh, that's a future me problem. If Steve is spending all his money at the casino, or, I don't know, knickknacks on Amazon, or buys a boat, and it's like, how are you going to afford that? I don't know. That's a future Steve problem. Future Steve will figure it out. So there's a tunneling thing here where there's like, okay, I can't really see in the future past a certain point. And when that rude awakening happens and the repo man comes, that's pretty harsh. It's pretty harsh where you're like, what was I doing back then? And then there's also people who are just angry about what money is. I was talking to one of my friends who got, what did he say? He said, money is arbitrary. It's like, okay, what do you mean? It just means nothing. It means that I don't understand why one thing costs one way and another thing that's a similar thing costs a different thing, and it just seems so arbitrary that I have to pursue this while not really wanting to, and it just doesn't make any sense. I'm like, well, that's all immaterial. You can make an argument whether it's arbitrary or not, but what it sounds like is get really angry at it. It's like, yeah, what would it take to look at your credit card statement, your bank account, your debt, your profit and loss sheet, whatever it is you're using, and get excited, get happy. Even if there's $0 in your account, even if there's negative $10,000 in your account, negative $100,000 in your account, what would it take for you to get excited and say, I know how I'm going to pay off this debt. I know how I'm going to get $1 million in here. And the anger comes from a lack of confidence. As in, I don't understand what money is, and I don't understand how to make it. It's like, oh, yeah, you and a lot of people, actually. What I do as a financial coach and as a counselor is I help people get over their fear, their anger, and their avoidance of money. And wherever that origin is, whether that comes from parents, poverty in the past, God, religion, rich man never can it get to heaven less than a camel through the eye of a needle, whatever it is. I get that, I heal it, and then that person can then pursue their financial goals, whatever they are. Whether it's just having $1,000 buffer in the bank or pursuing that long-term wealth of investment, business ownership, being a solopreneur, being an entrepreneur, whatever it is. It's brutal, though. It is. Because a lot of times we have to understand where some of our worries about money come from, how that affect us, how that affect our social life, how that affect our family life. Especially if you come from a family that says rich people are scum. So that's basically what I do as a financial coach. That's it's a simplification, but I think I got the main points. If you are interested in learning more, give me a call or join our financial empowerment group. Link in the description. Bye.